All right, guys, let's knock out this review. First one and two. Find the vertex, focus, and directrix, and draw the graph. The first one right there. Don't forget we need to find 4p. First, 4p is always opposite the squares, the 8 right there. Also, because 4p is with the y, that means my parabola is going to open like the y-axis does. There's no parentheses, so the vertex is 0, 0, and it's going to open up like that. On the vertex, obviously with 0, 0. Your focus, because 4p is 8, if you divide by 4, that means p is 2. So the focus is up 2 from the vertex, which puts you at 0, 2. Also means your directrix is 2 below the vertex, which is the directrix would be y equals -2. And that's all you got. Number 2, set up for you already. Real quick, the vertex is the opposite of what's inside the parentheses, so I'm going -2 and +1. -2, 1 is right there as my vertex. Because the 4p is with the y, it's going to open like the y-axis does, and because it's -6, it's opening down. I'm going to solve for p. 4p is -6, divide by the 4, end up with -3/2. So I'm going to go down 1.5 from there, which is right here. If I go down 1.5, I'm at -2 and -1/2. That's my focus. I put a V. That's my focus. The directrix would be up 1.5 from there, which would be 1.5 up would be right there, which goes through 2.5. So I'm going to say y equals 2.5. All right, number 3. Find an equation the parabola has that focus and that directrix. You need to draw the graph first. So let's draw this graph real quick. And see, the focus is -2, 3. Right here, the directrix is -3. Y equals -3. The vertex must be halfway between the two, which is right there. It must open up because the focus must be inside. So the vertex is 2, 0. Because it's 2, 0, I can write this. I can say x minus 2 in parentheses. I can put y minus 0. I'm just going to put a y. Because it opens up, the 4p goes with the y, which means it squares with the x. And my p is how far it is from the vertex to the focus, or vertex to directrix, and it's 3 away, so it means my p is 3, so 4 times 3 is 12, so I'm going 12y equals x minus 2 squared. There's number 3. Number 4, circles. You have to grade at this week. I'm not too worried about you here. So I'm going to go put your x's together, remember? Leave space. Put your y's together, leave space. And complete the square. Half of 6 is 3. 3 squared is 9. Add 9 to both sides. Half of 2 is 1. Add 1 to both sides. Gives me x plus 3 squared, y minus 1 squared, and 16. So my center is going to be the opposite of what's inside. My radius is the square root of that side because that's r squared. Number 5, same kind of problem. Let's see here. So I got x squared minus 6x. Leave space. Y squared minus 8y, leave space. Move the 16 over, should have done that first. Complete the square. Half of 6 is 3, 3 squared is 9, half of 8 is 4, 4 squared is 16. Add 9 and 16 to both sides. Gives me, remember the half is what goes inside your parentheses, like the half of -8 was -4, that goes inside there. Right hand side I got 9, so my center is 3, 4, and my radius is 3. All right, then we got some review here. Solve whichever way you want to. I like elimination the best. You can do those matrices if you want to. You can do RF. You can do matrix equations, whatever. I'm going to multiply this top equation. I like the 2 and the 5. So multiply the top equation by -2 and the bottom equation by 5. Top equation gives me -6x plus 10y equals 22. The bottom equation, 35x minus 10y equals 65. So I get 29x over there, the y's are gone, equals 87, and 29 just happens to go to 87 3 times. So take that 3, plug it in, one of those. I'm going to plug it in the first x right there. 3 times 3 is 9, minus 5y is -11. Move that 9 over, gives me -20. 5 goes in there 4 times, so my answer is 3, 4. Number 7, got to do log both sides. So I'm going to do x minus 2. Let me show you a trick here. All right, I'm going to go x minus 2. Whatever this log is right there, that 4, let's go base 4. So I'm going to do log base 4, 4. And over here I'm going to do log. If you do base 4 one side, you can do base 4 the other side. The reason I like that so much is because log base 4 of 4 is just 1, so it's gone. So I have x minus 2. I'm going to go ahead and take my calculator and punch in what log base 4 of 3 is. And I'm getting 1.2619 when I punch that in. So I'm going to move this x over, is negative 2. So I'm going to do 1.2619 minus 1x. I'm getting just the 0.2619x. So to finish up, I'm just going to divide negative 2 divided by that decimal. I'm getting negative 0.7638. There you go. That's a good little way to do that one right there. Number 8, these are graph and shade. Number 8 is the cover. We talked about cover to graph those real quick. So I'm covering up the y first. So I'm looking at how many times is 2 going to 8, goes in there 4 times. Go in there. Looking at the negative 4, how many times is negative 4 going to 8? Negative 2 times. So there's my 2 points. Ask yourself, is it solid or broken? This was definitely solid because there's an equals in there. Remember, we used the 0.00 to see if it's true or not. 0 minus 0, is that less than 8? It sure is. So I'm going to shade towards 0, which is that side right there. All right, and then number 9, got 2 equations. The first one's in slope-intercept form. The y-intercept is 2. The slope is negative 3, so I'm going down 3 over 1. This one's a broken line. Make sure you go broken there. Like that. Plug in 0, 0, I get 0 is less than 0 plus 2, so is 0 less than 2? It sure is. So I'm going to shade that side in just a second. The second line I'm doing cover. 3 goes into 12 4 times. 2 goes into 12 6 times. That's a solid one. This is going to be tough to do this accurately. It's actually going to cross up there somewhere. Those 2 lines are going to intersect, like up there. All right, so plug in 0, 0. 0 plus 0 is greater than 12. That is not true, so I'm going to shade this side of that line. So my answer is going to be all that area that is like in between the 2, which is like up in here somewhere. Okay, so that one actually went off the graph. The one on your test tomorrow will not go off the graph. At least I hope not. Number 10. Number 10 actually told you the equation right here at the very beginning to use. Remember that little p of 0 means initial amount, r is rate. So the first part A just says find the growth function. So just write the function. P of t equals the initial amount, which was 113.7, E, and then RT. The rate is 0.011, and then time. All right. Then part B wants to know what it will be in 2016. Well, the year it was talking about was 2011. So how many years go by from 2011 to 2016? 5. So I'm really just doing P of 5, meaning I'm plugging 5 in for the T, like that right there. I'm just going to punch it straight in my calculator. I'm going to 113.7 times E to the 0.011 times 5. I'm getting 120.1. You need to write million out because it is million. If you just write 120.1, you think it's 120, but it's really 120 million right there. All right, number 11, expresses sum of difference of logs. So first of all, see, there's 4 things. I see a 4, a b, a 7, and an a squared. So you got to have 4 different logs, all right? The logs that are in my numerator will be positive, like that. The logs in my denominator will be negative, like log 7 and log a squared. However, don't forget that a squared, the exponents always go in the front. So I'm going to put that 2 in the front of the log a. And that's it. All right, number 12. Graph that, determine if it's 1 to 1. Guys, you can graph it on your calculator. So I'll do that right now. I'll graph on my calculator. It looks something like this. It's got a curve going here and a curve going like that. So does it pass the horizontal line test? It does. So you need to say yes. Some of you last week, I put this back on here because some people last week forgot to answer the question. Make sure you answer the question. Blake Carter just came in and said, what's up? Okay, number 13. It says R negative 3 and 2 zeros. So take negative 3 first. Let's put in the box here. 3, 5, negative 6, 18. Don't forget to check for zeros in your top line there. Bring the 3 down. Multiply. Add. Multiply. Add. Multiply. Add. Okay, I got a 0. So negative 3 is a 0. Let's check for 2. 3, 5, negative 6, and 18. Bring the 3 down. 3 times 2 is 6. 11, 22, 6. There's no way. We'll get negative 18 there. So I'm going to put negative 3 is a yes. 2 is a no. And the last one, 14. Final polynomial degree 3 with those zeros. So 4 is a 0 because it came from here. It comes from, remember, the opposite of what's inside. 3i, the opposite of what's inside. Negative 3i, the opposite of what's inside. So your job is to multiply all that out. Let's leave the x minus 4 to the last thing. These two are conjugates, which is foo. So I'm going first last, x squared minus 9i squared. Don't forget what I squared does. I squared is really negative 1, which changes that to plus 9. So I'm just going to do FOIL here and I'm done. I'm doing first. I'm actually going out of order inside because I do that out of order. Outside and last. If I go out of order, it puts my exponents in the right order. All right. Hope that helps. Hope you make 100. See you tomorrow.